Well guys, here is the next video of me reacting to monster truck events, as I'm now about to react to Monster Jam Houston 2000, actually no, not 2000, 1999, because this was the event I was very curious about because there's so many Houston events that year, and of course, the date for the one Houston event, as we saw, said it was going to be like the same week as Indianapolis and Anaheim, but I wasn't sure what the date was in that regard, so it was really difficult to figure out. But thankfully I found out on the Monster Truck Wiki earlier when I was looking up pictures from Monster Jam Minneapolis 1999 racing video just got uploaded. They had a wiki article about this event. So I actually was able to find out it was in 1999. So it was actually the same week as this event. Same week as Minneapolis. So I'm going to cover that now finally. Long delayed. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, but of all the live events that they showed during the 2000 season, this is the worst. And probably one of the worser events of the early 2000s. I hate to say that, but you'll see why, especially when we get to freestyle, because racing is not really the problem. It's freestyle. And it's such a problem that it's going to be all in one video. Yep, I'm going to cover racing and freestyle all in one go. So, let's get this underway. And I had to go through so much BS earlier to get the video. I downloaded the video, and the sound was working just fine on the archive. But when I played it on the computer, no sound. Nothing. I had to freaking run through Handbrake to finally get sound on for an hour. Why was there no sound on when it worked just fine on the archive? It makes no sense. So stupid. So, let's get this finally underway.
Houston, Texas. Home of the 8th wonder of the world.
Now we can get back to the rest of the 2000 season. Indianapolis, Anaheim, Jacksonville, Pontiac, and then finally World Finals 1.
The monsters come calling.
So yeah, like I said, this is November of 1999 instead of 2000. So this is the second event on the schedule behind Minneapolis. Even though, according to the wiki, it says it's the same week. I think it said it was the same week. But I think it was the day before or something like that. Now I'm really confused and such. But we'll see how it goes. And I saw racing, although I saw racing I think later on. I saw racing. Yeah, I know I saw racing after Minneapolis. I think in Minneapolis freestyle they promoted in Houston racing. So and of course this is before Goldberg was revealed. The event before. So, yeah, I saw racing growing up, and freestyle too. Yeah, there we go. But it was later on in the year, like near the end of 2000. I didn't see it when it happened. Here in Houston, Texas. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Astrodome. I'm Mike Hogwood, along with Scott Douglas. It's hard to believe, too, that the Astrodome, last I checked, was still around, even though no one uses it. That's just insane. Tell us about it and tell us what kind so, anyways, racing this week is St. Louis style.
Of course, is when we were in Minneapolis 2 weeks ago here on Motor Madness, pure horsepower won the day, and Gravedigger got the job done with Todd Frolic behind the wheel. Here, horsepower is still important.
I find it weird how they're able to do it supposedly the same week as Minneapolis. How can they say that if they're the same area? I don't get it. Or maybe the dates are wrong on the wiki, because I could have sworn it said it was like the day before. But that would be impossible. So anyways, here's the field. Larry Jarzel and Prowler. Very early time seeing him too. I thought he didn't start driving Prowler until 2001, because I always saw Dave Pizzo driving the events. And there's Bulldozer. Guy Woods Bulldozer, the original Bulldozer. Gonna go at. And of course, Joe Cypher Airborne Ranger. And first time seeing Robbie Gray in Mountaineer. Really cool to see that truck again. And of course, Predator.
Mike and Scott, that is an impressive
And of course, we got more of the field still to go. AC, Scott Hartsock Gunslingers there, and of course Gravedigger, but it's Pablo driving this time around.
But also, though, when we take a look at the Digger, remember he's coming in on a kill.
And of course, Ron Nelson busting loose. We just saw him last time out in San Antonio, and of course, you might have saw a little bit in the preview. Scott Stevens and King Crunch is here too. We also saw him in Anaheim as well. San Antonio as well. So a major threat tonight.
I think he's got something for the rest of the
I think it was like 10 or 12 trucks competing, which was a lot back then.
And we'll be back and get racing on this unique course in Houston's Astrodome when we return.
How is it unique? It's the St. Louis style. They've done it before, so that makes no sense to me. Alright, but here we go. Time to get
Welcome
ready
back
for
to the
racing.
USHRA, Wrenchhead.com Monster Jam for parts online all the time. They're excited here in the Astrodome in Houston. And you know what? I think those might be.
And of
King
course, the
Crunch
jam pack.
fans.
We're not here for that. We're here for the event itself. There was old footage of King Crunch. And how about this to start off racing? Holy cow. Scott Hartsock and Scott Stevens. They just faced each other in Anaheim like a few weeks later, as we just saw. And now here they are going to face each other again. A huge matchup start racing. This is a huge, and I mean huge matchup.
In the Astrodome.
King Crunch, Scott Stevens, Spring, Texas, Scott Hartsock.
Here we go.
Gunslinger, it's Gunslinger in the near lane.
Scott has the lead so far.
About the course. They've got to make a turn here. This is different than we saw in Minneapolis the last couple of weeks.
So now,
This is very,
and
very
terrible turn in for Scott. But Hartsock is still, I mean, he's still hanging in there.
Got the lead in the Gunslinger.
As here we go. The final turn where it matters.
Not giving it up.
He's going very wide in the turn. And Scott Hartsock is going to get the win once again. Got the win just like he would do a few weeks later in San Antonio. Scott Stevens goes way off course.
Crunch got way out of control, but Gunslinger was
Jeez.
able to get on the binders. I mean, Scott Stevens flew across the end of the racetrack. What a race.
Scott Stevens
All
did
right,
everything
so
he had.
Scott Hartsock got the win and is moving on.
Just not enough.
And I think something happened to King Crunch too in this race. That's why it went so off at the end.
First turn, he had a problem. You'll see as he comes in there, he kind of clips the turning buoy, the turning tire, and that cost him just a little bit. So by the time he gets to the end of the straightaway to make the next turn, he's about a truck length behind. And here's where Scott Hartsock was really able to open it up on him.
Look here as he gets a little bit loose and sideways. Wow.
Like he was accelerating too for no reason.
Jennifer Goodwin.
Seemed like.
So, Scott, tell me what happened. I mean, that was amazing.
You know, I felt something break. You know, it's just, what I can do is I said, I knew I wasn't going to hurt nobody. And just hang on for a second, have fun, and make the people enjoy it. And it was fun, it's exciting. You know, we didn't hurt not too many parts. We'll be back in a minute. And, you know, you just want these people in Houston to have fun tonight.
So yeah, he did break. He said he'd be back for freestyle, but we'll get to that later on. All right, here we go. Alan Pizzo going up against Robbie Gray. First time we're seeing him too in Mountaineer.
Engine size about the same.
Another truck I miss. I'm home. I miss every single truck that doesn't exist anymore. Because monster trucks are awesome.
Ripon, West Virginia. And again, he's got that big Ford engine. Let's see if he can hang with the very popular, very experienced Predator. Now, Alan Pizzo's been in this monster truck game since he was 15 years old. I mean, he basically has grown up on the monster truck track.
Here we go. Close race so far. Alan had the lead right there, but here we go into the turn. Alan went very wide on that turn, and Robbie's really struggling now.
You know, the USHRA and the Pace Motorsports.
Yeah, he's
staff
way behind. Oh, Alan screwed up!
in making this a
Oh, what happened to Predator? Oh, and it's going to be all Mountaineer in an upset.
It's all going to be Mountaineer.
Ow, what happened to Alan?
Might have broken on Predator. We thought for a moment Mountaineer had slowed
And
down.
still hadn't finished the race yet.
But it looked like something broke on that truck.
Well, we'll take a look at the run.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe see what the problem is. We'll keep an eye out for it.
And I haven't saw this in a long time. Probably like almost 20 years or so. It's been a long time since I last saw this. I did not see this on YouTube like 10 years ago like I've seen other ones.
So many turns and do so much. It's a great course. Now here Predator seemed okay. Something right there. I mean, he just kind of locked it up. Something when he landed, and we haven't heard. I don't know if what he could have thrown at that point. The engine seemed to die. He got it fired back up, but he was done at that point. The Mountaineer pretty much was able to run it from that point on.
Predator with a problem. Alan Pizzo.
Man, what happened to Predator?
In the first round of this Monster Jam competition at the Houston Astrodome.
I know that's not how Alan wanted to start year 2000 here on Motor Madness. Wow. Bad break, but you know, this guy will get it back together, and apparently the front steering is completely
we just got word that there's no front steering, and you can't run one of these trucks like that. Not at all. Here's
That's unfortunate.
Now, Scott, watch when he makes the turn. He really slows
But yeah,
down.
Robbie Gray really got bailed out because he was terrible in this pass. He got so bailed out. Yeah, you see, he went horribly wide on that turn right there, and then, oh my gosh. That might have even been a penalty right there. Jeez. Ooh, hard hit right there.
But it was at this point, right now, that in the other lane, Predator has basically come to a rest. And Robbie Gray sees that as he's turning. He can go ahead and finish strong and get himself into the next round.
Jennifer Goodwin is called
Alright,
up
so
for round
Mountaineer
winner,
going to get
Robbie
the upset
Gray.
victory.
Right, so how was the track?
The track's really good. It's a really hard track, but it's a long track. So you can win in 2 or 3 different spots. So if you make a mistake in one place, you can get lucky and pick it up somewhere else.
Well, I think talent and luck both come hand in hand.
Alright,
And
so
we see more talent and luck
So,
as we continue with the first round of
Gunslinger and
Back in a moment.
Mountaineer have made it to round 2 now. I wonder why they were showing footage of USA 1 from the 80s.
Sold out crowd in the Astrodome.
Maybe it's
Our two reporters, Dan
highlights of
Moriarty
the
and Jennifer
Astrodome.
Goodwin, talked about the
Only thing I could
risks
think
these
of.
drivers take.
Hey, Dan. Okay, I've done some,
Let's see, skip forward. Here we go. Next race.
By Rod Nelson.
Rod Nelson.
Another one of our Texas drivers out of Conroe, Texas, in that 98 Chevy. A little bit underpowered in this machine.
Guy Wooden Bulldozer. There's the original Bulldozer, too, I think. Not the same one Tom drove. This would definitely make sense if it was the same week as Minneapolis, since Tom was there and Guy was here.
You always know they've got a lot of power. The interesting thing, though, Ron Nelson has always been able to make a lot out of not having the biggest engine. He generally handles really well, and he loves these type of turning courses. So
Here we go.
especially here in his home state. But he is definitely underpowered.
And Rod Nelson has the lead so far. Well, how about that? Kind of impressive. Here we go, but he takes a bad turn. But oh, Guy Wood! Oh, Guy Wood went off the track too. Oh boy, and there goes busting loose, almost into the wall.
Wow, both trucks
Ugh.
have trouble here.
Terrible
To
pass.
make that turn, and Kenny
Man, if that was MTWS, that would be a DNQ for Bulldozer since it didn't cross the jump at all. I'm like completely missed it. Oh my God, that would consider that both a loss. But Guy Wood won. Man, Rod Nelson had trouble going that jump, and he blew a chance to win. I wonder if that was part of the truck that came off instead. Yeah, you see there's something right there looked like.
I think you're seeing when these guys hit just how hard it is.
It was way off course.
He slips off here, but he gets back on track. He's just all over the place.
It was just an ugly, ugly race. Oh my God!
After this, as you said, not the prettiest of runs.
Yeah,
Guy Wood the winner.
Technically, that might be a DQ'd run, but with Bustin' Loose not finishing and obviously having problems, it may not matter for Guy Wood. But what? Again, it was the landing that cost Ron Nelson.
Okay, so tell me
That was just unfortunate for Ron.
Well, I don't have automatic rear steering, so when you come around this last corner, I've got to feel the way the truck in the rear end. We didn't quite have the rear end straight,
Right.
and we went crooked, and then we couldn't get straight enough for the double, and I didn't clear the double far enough, so it double hopped me. It just threw me off into the wall. There it goes, racing.
Yeah, and you saw our
Just
team and
unfortunate.
camera crews scrambling up the,
All right, Larry Jarzell, first time we're seeing him. I did not know he drove Prowler until 2001. All the other times I saw Prowler was Dave Pizzo driving. And here we go, Jim Jack and Reptoid. Saw him so many times this season so far.
Florida always loves seeing the Reptoid run. The Jacks are great people. It's always fun to be with them on the road, but they are great racers too. Let's see what they've got.
As
Prowler and Reptoid.
here we go.
Round action. Here they go.
Jim Jack with the lead.
Jim Jack really out of the hole well. Now to the first turn.
Oh, Jim Jack had a great turn. Larry Jarzell had a good turn too. But still with the big lead.
Right at home here, Mike.
He really does. Very, very smooth run. Prowler way behind.
Yeah, Prowler having a terrible turn now and all that. And it's going to be Jim Jack with the victory. Started to choke a little bit near the end, but still going to get the win.
Florida in the Chevrolet 540 cubic inch Chevrolet
All right.
engine powers into the victory. And you gotta love the Reptoid coming right into your living room with those big eyes glowing, as strong and as solid as Jim Jack looked in this run. And I just tip my hat to him. He really looks smooth. And
It also looks like this race was like one of the earlier races, since all the cars on the racing lane were not really damaged. I just noticed that too.
Nope, that Chevy very, very smooth. Jim Jack, winner in round 1, and you've got to consider him a favorite as we move on. Jennifer has caught up with Jim Jack.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough race out there. Being first round out, you know, you're not exactly sure how to handle the course out there, and there's some pretty steep ramps, especially where the doubles is. I hit that pretty good and caught a lot of air, kind of nosed over on a little bit. But this is kind of a track where you get to use the horsepower, but you got to keep it cool in certain areas. Keep it on the track.
All right, so we still got more racing to go. As we're gonna see Pablo come out in Gravedigger in a moment.
On Monster Jam. Welcome back to the USHRA Wrenchhead.com Monster Jam.
Here we go, Pablo out there.
All the time. There's Gravedigger. As you can see, a big fan favorite here in Houston.
Well, those are the skull and crossbones flags that the kids love to wave in the stands.
Who was
Of course,
Pablo
Digger has
driving
on the back
against
of that
again?
truck, Pablo Huffaker this week for Team Gravedigger out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Of course, 1950 Chevy panel van with those red lights
Hey,
blaring.
Airborne
I'll
Ranger,
tell you,
there we
one of
go.
the neat guys in the business. Here's Ranger Joe. Airborne Ranger and Joe Cipher. Joe, a paraplegic, but he loves getting in that monster truck and going racing. I'll tell you, he's a tough customer.
We'll see what Airborne Ranger can do.
Here we go. There's Pablo, who has a big lead.
Down pretty good. Coming down to the first turn, Gravedigger looking smooth and strong.
Although not the best turn for Pablo, still a really good start right there. But here we go. He's going to take the jump at an odd angle, and unfortunately he popped the tire, which is terrible, but since he's got a turn on that tire. And that's not going to help him, but, oh, he's in trouble! And it is going to be Airborne Ranger as Gravedigger dies! Oh, man! What happened? I hope they didn't shut him off. That would be bullshit. Oh, but Pablo popped the tire, and that is going to hurt his chances. One and done in an upset. Oh, my gosh.
And you can tell, you know, he got the air, he came back.
See, like I said, like every event, every Gravedigger pretty much just had nothing but bad luck everywhere. Even Pablo was not immune from the curse of 2000. 2 months before 2000 even happened. My gosh.
Man, when he hit it funny, and it just exploded the tire on him. And he doesn't know it at first. He's still trying to drive it. You're not going anywhere that way.
That race was still winnable. They should have let him kept going if they did shut him down. That was
He was
BS.
actually nice and smooth, in decent shape. In the last half of the course, something happened to him as well, and I really couldn't get a read on it at the moment. So we'll see if we can pick it up on the replay.
Boy, these trucks really getting some good air.
Yeah, and it's the landings that seem to be hurting him, although Airborne Ranger was okay at that point. But now...
Oh, wobbly all over the place. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Oh, my God.
He was done.
Well,
That's funny.
Hey, so tell me how you feel you did tonight.
Oh, we did great.
Is he wearing a... It almost looks like a Gravedigger hat from this angle, from that far out.
Oh, yeah. Now, how's the track going tonight for you?
Track is good.
There we go. There's Airborne Ranger.
Nice big Houston Astrodome here. This first time for this length of track is just, it's amazing. A lot of fun.
Now we want to clue you in our What's That All About segment. Teams helping each other. Breaking parts.
Yeah, we just want to get back to race. Oh, here we go. Shows more events, but I think we already covered all those.
Exactly, didn't have a smooth Sunday ride and busted loose, but he's able to get
Yeah,
her
not a
stopped
good
before he gets in
race.
too
Not
much
good
trouble.
for Rod Nelson there.
And Houston area native Scott Stevens in King Crunch. He got a little loose as well. Wow. So now we're ready to move on, and here's how our brackets will look.
Well, with
All right, so it's gonna be Reptoid facing Bulldozer, and I get to see the other matchup, Gunslinger and Airborne Ranger, since Gravedigger couldn't come back. Oh, look, Pablo is back.
Because Airborne Ranger, unable to answer the call, will get instead the Digger.
So Airborne Ranger also couldn't make the call either. So Pablo, despite popping the tire, is back in racing. Now I got to face Larry Jarzel now.
Prowler is back because he was the fast loser. Gravedigger back since Airborne Ranger was unable to answer the call for the second round. Now the Ranger's still thrashing in the back. Remember,
I'm surprised they actually got that tire fixed in time. That was insanely quick.
He may get a chance to come back and succeed.
All right, here we go.
Far lane,
And unfortunately, the tire is still popped for Graydon. You can see right there. Went out again. And, the tire is completely off the rim.
What an awful night for Graydon.
Oh, that's going to be an easy victory for Prowler as long as it doesn't flip over anything.
Jarzell knows it, but he's got a Sunday afternoon cruise right now if he wants it. Just needs to get a little air and finish the course.
These great
Oh my gosh.
really disappointed.
Just unfortunate luck. Like I said, that's how 2000 was for Gravedigger. Somehow got prepared just in time, and it still wasn't enough as the tire was completely popped. Oof. So Larry Jarzell, very lucky semifinalist now. How about that?
System for tonight's program with the USHRA brought him back in the second round. He's having pretty good runs. He's staying smooth, not really flying and landing too hard, so that's cost him a little bit of speed. On the other hand, the Prowler still seems to be in one piece.
Well, Larry Jarzell will move on to the semifinal round. Not good news for Gravedigger.
Well,
Yeah, you see a tire popped right there.
He loves putting on shows here in Houston, and right there, the tire blew as soon as he came down. Kind of came funny across those crushed cars.
Well, let's check in and find out
That's just
what happened to
unfortunate.
Pablo Huffing.
Tell me what happened here this evening. Tell me about this tire.
What we did, and we didn't realize at the first pass out there when we knocked it off the bead, is right here in the tire, we actually broke the bead area. So where it looks intact right now, it's actually giving back and forth. There's no way to knock those tires off the bead like that unless the bead pulls apart. So.
Tough break for Gravedigger.
Alan Pizzo's out.
So now it sounds like Gravedigger might be out for a night. So now here we go. Alan Pizzo going against Jim Jack. This could be a good race.
The big black cat, the Predator, and that reptile known as the Reptoid out of Florida.
With Jim Jack at the controls, and we'll see what Jack Chevy can do against the Chevy of Alan Pizzo. Pizzo out of Nashville, Tennessee in the near lane. Jim Jack, Florida native, in the far lane, and they are ready to go.
Here we go.
Oh, you can just hear that horsepower thunder to the track.
And Jim Jack with the big lead at the moment.
Was the most impressive driver in the first round, and he's off to a great start.
Alan did not have a good turn there whatsoever. Oh my God, he had a horrible turn. Oh, hard hit right there for Jim Jack. Alan all over the place. My goodness. And it's not going to be enough as Jim Jack is going to make the semifinals. Ugh.
Everything goes with the Predator.
Predator gets way out of shape.
My God, just obliterated.
Guys who worked all day building all those signs are just sitting there shaking their heads. Let's take a look at the run from Predator right here. And Pizzo got off to a pretty decent start. I think part of
Alan really struggled. He missed the turn right here, which is pretty bad enough. Goes off the side.
At this point, you're behind. You're trying to make up ground.
Oh, wow. He really got out of whack there.
He's just trying to make up ground, and it just keeps getting worse for him. You know, you feel like on this course you can come back after one mistake, but for Predator, it ended up being a comedy of errors.
Well, here's the run by
But yeah, Jim Jack looking very good out here as he's in the semifinals. And if this was a 10-truck field, that means we're going to have a semifinal, you know, a fast loser as well. So Alan, right now, might still have a chance to come back at the moment.
Do the same thing. He can use a little horsepower here. Gets on the binders just enough to slide it around. And look, he's square coming to the finish. I tell you, Jim Jack is going to be good all night if he can run like that.
Back down to Jennifer with Jim Jack.
Now tell me, how do you feel you're doing tonight?
Well, I feel like I'm doing real good. I just won second round out there and against Predator, which is a real tough customer on the track. And I tell you what, this is a very tough course, very long with turns and lots of jumps and doubles and roller hills. And you really got to play heads up with it. You know, you got to have the right gear at the right time. You're working the front steering, the rear steering. There's a whole lot going on out there on the track.
Congrats to Jim Jack.
All right, so now we continue on with more racing action.
Motor Madness, Monster Jam.
Oh yeah, let's see about Robbie Gray because he won. Is he coming back though?
USHRA, wrenchhead.com, Monster Jam in Houston. For parts online all the time, wrenchhead.com. Hey, a problem on Robbie Gray's Mountaineer. He's pulling off the line. Let's find out just what the trouble is.
Okay, Robbie, you were out at the starting line. What happened? Why'd you have to come back in?
We got them RI interrupters, which we use to start the truck. So when we get out there, we got to be killed before each round. Guess what? I had no power. Obviously, we had a wire problem. We brought her back in. My guys are on it right now. We'll be ready for the next round, ready to go.
That's
Gets
unfortunate.
that fixed. Hopefully he'll be back. There's Bulldozer ready to go.
Well, because it's a pace safety issue, and they will not.
All right, so
allow
Scott
it to
Stevens
start without
coming back, and this could be a big race. Skywood and Scott Stevens going at. Oh boy, this will be interesting to see. Looks like King Crunch is on the side a little bit, don't it?
And the word is they think they'll have him ready to go later in this round. But because of that, what a match we get here with King Crunch against Bulldozer this early. Wow.
Guy Wood and Scott Stevens going head-to-head here.
Big matchup.
A couple of big guns right here, ready to shoot it out in the Lone Star State. And
There we go.
Start right there.
Skywood has the lead, but anything can happen.
That's Bulldozer on the near lane.
Scott Stevens all over the place.
There's no obstacle safe.
Oh my God! And Skywood missed the turn to jump again! Oh my God! Oh, and Scott Stevens destroyed the front tie rod! Oh man!
Something busted from the
Destroyed the tie rod, and Skywood getting bailed out again. How bad he's driving on this track! What are you doing, guys? This isn't hard. Oh my God! That was a horrible pass again, and he won because whoever he drives against, they can't finish their pass. Ooh.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was an awful wreck for
I mean,
Scott
you
Stevens.
can feel that when it snaps like that on you. Scott knows he's done.
All right. So now up, Scott Hartsock and Robbie Gray going at. So they were able to drop the race to allow Mountaineer to still race.
Up against the Mountaineer who's got his problem fixed.
Yeah, the RII has been corrected. Apparently, it was just a wire. They got it going. They have tested it now so that the U.S. Hot Rod officials can, if they need to, by remote control, shut down the engine on either of these trucks if they get in trouble. And again, it's just a critical safety feature and one that Pace Motorsports
so
puts at the top of the list.
here we go.
On the start,
And
Gunslinger
Scott Hartsock with the big lead at the moment.
Gunslinger with a lot of power and smooth through the turn.
Yeah, but at least he handles the turn very well. Robin Gray handles the turn okay too, but he's behind. Hartsock with the big jump. Robbie Gray is hanging in there, but you're going to have a hard time beating Scott Hartsock. And there we go. It's going to be all up, and he stalled out right there. So Scott Hartsock with the easy victory. And he is a major threat right now with Scott Stevens out, Pablo out. Not much left that can be a real threat to him. Jim Jack, Larry Jarzel, Scott Hartsock, and Guy Wood. Man, Guy Wood would probably be the biggest threat, but he's been struggling all night.
Hartsock, again, he's another one of these drivers that loves this type of course. Very good on it, very smooth in the turns, knows just exactly when to get back into that throttle and get going down that
Yeah, he's one of the most popular guys, I think, back in the pits. He's a a real team player.
Yeah, but just sucks he's gone now from us.
Try and beat him and run against him, but he's a guy they love to run against, and he's a winner here.
Scott Hartsock has moved on to the semifinals, and we'll have some semifinal action.
So here we go for the semifinals now. What an interesting finals. Jim Jack made here, although he's still solid. Larry Jarzel making it. That's quite impressive. And Guy Wood. Normally I would say it's not a surprise, but the fact he's getting bailed out each week, that's disappointing. See, there's the Houston event I was talking about earlier.
If you still haven't got your tickets, log on to pacemotorsports.com and grab them.
That's all the same week as New Orleans.
Miami at Pro Player Stadium, New Orleans at the Superdome, and that's only a handful of the places you can come see the action live. You gotta see it. Grab your tickets now. Richhead.com. Monster Jam.
Next week, our latest innovation in televised monster.
Yeah, showing highlights from Seattle 1999, I think it was.
Plus, the Pro Stadium trucks will.
But yeah, they're just talking about freestyle next week, which I'm not looking forward to. But thankfully, we still got racing action to go through.
Time now for our semifinals.
So happy thoughts right now. Let's just focus on racing while we still have a chance to enjoy it.
Guy Wood behind the wheel this week of the Bulldozer machine.
Yeah, I would say Guy Wood would have to be the threat, but he's been bailed out all night. Jim Jack's the contender in this race.
He's going to need his best run because thus far in the evening, Jim Jack has been the strongest and the most consistent driver.
Right, Jim Jack, the class of the field so far here tonight. Let's see if he can continue that in the semifinals.
Yes, here we go.
Good start on the far lane for
Close race. Looks like Jim Jack has it, though. But here we go into the turn. Godwood, can you finally make the turn for once? He actually did for once. About time. But Jim Jack still has the lead. Oh, boy. Here we go. To the final turn.
That's the best turn he's had all night.
Oh, he went. Oh, he hit the wall right there. He went very wide. Both looking terrible, but it's going to be Jim Jack with the victory still. That was probably the closest race of the night so far, as Godwood hit the wall, too, in the final turn. That probably cost him as well. My goodness. Even when he had the best pass of the night, he was still struggling. But there we go. Godwood finally made the pass. But Jim Jack has got it, as he looked dominant all night so far. And how about that, guys? He is in the finals. And people shit on him all this time. He's been consistently good all night. Up there's one of the best races of the night. Only Scott Hartsock really is the bigger threat. Yep, you see he hit the wall. That was just ugly here right there. And of course, almost going off the edge of the track again. I wonder if that tire maybe is popped. Oh, and two wheels. That's a classic that bulldozer has always gone two wheels like that all the time.
Here's Jim Jack's run. And again, as you have said all night long, Scott, very smooth, a lot of horsepower there, and a guy who's just not making any mistakes.
Well, he did make a mistake up here earlier, but he was still just good.
He continues to end up each straightaway. Got a little bit out of whack there, but nothing to hurt anything. And he comes through the turn just beautifully.
Yeah, that's where he screwed up.
Kicks the back end out, but he's square, and that's the key.
He's going to be hard to beat here in the Astrodome.
Damn, Godwood lost 3 straight times out here, just like Rod Nelson did in San Antonio in the last video. Alright, so here we go. And of course, they gotta wait to show next semifinals matchup. Larry Jarzel and Scott Hartsock. Larry's actually been driving pretty solid tonight, but he's got such a huge handful. Okay, it looks like maybe Indianapolis might be before Anaheim. Okay, so keep that in mind. Well, actually, no, it can't be, because it was the same week as New Orleans. That would be impossible because Tom was in both events. And Dennis, too. So it has to be a different week. Alright, but anyways, a big matchup too, potentially, if Larry shows up. But, man, Scott Hartsock, you saw so far, has just been dominant.
Jack for the supremacy tonight. Problem is, Jim Jack has done his job. He's in the final. Slinger's got another race to win. And Prowler, although he has taken some defeats, has also been very smooth, very consistent. Been the fastest loser in the first round. So
here we go. And Scott with the lead. As here we go, as Larry's way wide right there. Scott with the big lead. Here we go over that jump. As Badland for Larry. As it's going to be all Scott Hartsock with the big jump. And there we go. So how about that? A big matchup. Jim Jack and Scott Hartsock going to go at it. That is insane matchup we're looking at.
Looks like we may have a problem on the gunslinger as he backs up right now. They're taking a look. You can see that tire.
Oh, the tires popped. Oh, no. And he only have much time with the finals coming up. Oh, no. Oh, where did that pop happen at?
Man, he really has it tonight.
Now this Ford's getting
that beadlock's like bent, but that's not the tire that popped. It was that tire right in front of us. I wonder if it was popped beforehand.
This is the kind of run it's going to take to beat Jim Jack the way he's been racing tonight. But on this final turn, I can't. No, it wasn't there. Still looking for where the tire might have busted on it. Had to be on that last hit. You're right.
Yeah, you can see it like starting to look popped.
Problems with Scott.
Oh.
Okay. Now you got it here, and I must say, a very interesting tire right now.
Yeah, you can kind of say we're low on air pressure. I don't know what happened. I don't even think we've touched a set of cars out there as high as we're flying. But obviously, we split the bottom of the sidewall out. The only thing I can hope for is one of my compadres here will donate the whole tire and wheel so we can put it back on here and win this deal.
Well, let's hope so you can get back in there, you know.
Oh, that's just so unfortunate for Scott. He has been so good tonight, and he is getting screwed over. Oh. But that is the finals. Right now, Scott Hartsock and Jim Jack. Teammates going to go at it with a huge, interesting finals. But we have to wait and see on Scott if he's able to come back. And as you saw all night, Jim Jack is pretty good out here, so don't dismiss him.
Coming up in just a moment from the Astrodome in Houston, Texas on Monster Jam.
What's going on with the video? There you go.
US Hot Rod
Why
Association
was doing that
These
for?
guys let it all hang out, and they're
Thank you,
really taking its toll
Edge, for
on
pop up
the
right there during the
equipment
video.
tonight.
You're an
Crunch
asshole.
busted that tie rod, and that was the end of the line for Scott Stevens.
Yeah, the
How
hometown
did even
guy
Edge even
not faring
load
too
up?
well.
I just
Now
pressed
we're
on the
ready for
video. That's
finals.
it. Alright, so here's the finals, which unfortunately they spoiled, which I fucking hate. So it's going to be Jim Jack going up against Joe Cyper, of all people. Wonder why not Larry Jarzel?
We continue to have problems, breakage, and what happened, we've seen several of them. Bulldozer had bent the wheel. Several other of the trucks are back there, have different parts broken and couldn't answer the call. So Joe Cyper, who actually had his problem early, has fixed his truck. He's ready to go. And in US
But he
Hot Rod
shouldn't even
competition,
be here.
you
It should have
gotta
been Larry
have a final. Somebody's
Jarzel.
gotta get out
And
there.
if not
Joe
him,
Cyper
then
answers the call.
Jim Jack should
He's
just have a
the
buy
shot
run.
point for all the marbles in Houston.
But anyways, now here's the finals. Joe Cyper somehow make it back to the finals, go up against Jim Jack,
So far, it is Reptoid out big time in this final run.
as he is way behind. Ooh, Joe Cyper actually had a really good turn, but he lost a lot of momentum, though. Maybe he hangs in there. Oh, big air for Jim Jack. Oh, nosedive for Joe.
Final turn, and Reptoid's got the control. Look at the hand.
And that is going to be all Jim Jack as he wins racing here in Houston. Honestly, Joe Cyper put up a good effort, but he just got outpaced by Jim. Man, we should have had our freaking Jim Jack and Scott Hartsock finals, but no. Tyler had to pop to ruin it.
It was a great run by
Ah,
And
that
remember,
bites.
he had some problems early, but came here, and I thought that truck really...
Man, he had such a good turn right there, too. I still have no idea why he came back, and that nosedive definitely hurt. I don't know why he came back. Should have been Larry Jarzel or just a buy run, but I mean, he did the best he could. But how about that, guys? Jim Jack, he won racing night, and he still did his part. He drove very good tonight. He did get bailed out not facing Scott Hartsock, though, because that would have been a terrible threat he had to face. Oh, my God. He would have been deep shit. But in the end, he did good, and he won racing, so congratulations to Scott when people... Not Scott, Jim Jack when people shit on him all the time that he sucks. Oh, boy.
You can make a mistake and come back. But what we saw with the other drivers, they compound their mistakes. Reptoid made very few.
Well, let's check in with Jennifer, who is with our winner.
So congrats, Jim Jack.
Well, you did it. You won. Congratulations. Now, tell me what you think contributed to winning.
Thank you very much. Boy, it's been a little while since I've won one, and I came here tonight with a game plan. And my game
Like one of the
plan
few
was
times I
just
remember
going
seeing
one
Jim
round
Jack
at a
win
time.
anything.
Keep
It's nice to
progressing
see.
one round at a time. You know, it's a very tough course. At any time you can make an error and lose the race. And I was very fortunate to go out there and pull a win off, and actually win the whole show, win the whole night. And I'm very proud of it. And I'd like to thank Mary, my mother-in-law, and my wife Linda for supporting me and helping me.
So congrats to Jim Jack getting the racing win.
Pace Motorsports SFX Championship points.
One more time to Jennifer.
Mike and Scott, what a show we had
All right,
here
so let's
tonight.
see.
The winner was Reptoid.
All right, just
Jim
1
Jack.
minute
Okay.
left. So we're going to stop here because now it's time for freestyle. And oh, I'm not looking forward to this. Oh, this sucks. And this is why I said Houston 1999 was the worst event of 2000. All right, so now they go find it. Here we go.
Last week, Houston's Astrodome proved
And of course, got to resize the footage too because it's on a different player.
trying to eliminate the competition.
So yeah, we saw racing, and we saw a lot of trucks broke. King Crunch broke, Gravedigger broke. Well, the tire popped. Gunslinger had the pop tire. Whatever happened with Bustin' Loose, whole bunch of trucks had breakage and all that crap, which is very unfortunate. But I'm not looking forward to this at all. I mean, racing was pretty good if you think about it. They did a good job on the St. Louis style track. That honestly might have been one of the tougher St. Louis style tracks with all those extra jumps. So racing was pretty good. It's freestyle, however, where it goes to shit. Like the only early 2000s event. Hell, this honestly, outside of like Modern Monster Jam, I think this is like the only freestyle that sucks. And you're gonna know why in a bit. I'm not looking forward to this. So of course they show parts of the field. They show highlights of what happened. Of course, a bunch of trucks broke. And then they show highlights of last time out in Minneapolis. How it works. Then they're doing... let me see that. Yeah, New Orleans. Yeah, nothing else. Now they're doing Jargon Jam. They see we're already 10 minutes in. Still just showing drag racers. Still showing. And now they're showing highlights from New Orleans 1999 as we're now 20 minutes in. Ooh. Oh, Crash Madness VHS. Nice. Nostalgic. Now they're showing highlights from Seattle 1999 when Dennis had an insane run. Now, all this, as we're 21 minutes in, they're showing Crash Madness stuff now. Now we're almost 25 minutes in. Now they're showing Pro Stadium trucks. Look at this. 25 minutes in, we're past the halfway mark, and we still haven't gotten one freestyle yet. We're still going. Oh my god. How do you think I felt as like a 6-year-old seeing this when my dad filmed it? I was like, where's the truck? Where's the monster trucks? I want to see freestyle. We're still going. Look at this. We're 10 minutes left and we're still no freestyle. Now they're promoting WCW. There's Medusa before she... Yep, that was her driving Gravedigger. Maybe we'll play this a little bit at least. That's Medusa when she started driving monster trucks in 1999 under Gravedigger. And we're going to be seeing her coming up very soon when she debuts in Medusa. We already did saw her, I think it was in Atlanta, was it? Or Minneapolis driving a little bit. Yeah, see, they're promoting WCW. Here we are, 7 minutes left as still showing Mountaineer stuff and highlights. And now, with 5 minutes left, we're finally into freestyle. A 42-minute event, and only 5 minutes of it, the last 5 minutes, is Monster Trucks freestyling. You have no idea how much it tortured me when I was looking forward to this event when my dad filmed and watched the next morning, like, oh my god, I can't wait to see all these trucks freestyle, and nothing happened. So anyways, guys, here we go. Finally freestyle, starting off, Robbie Gray Mountaineer, as he goes right for the racing lane.
Now, we've told you all the problems with the trucks that we've had here tonight. We've got 2 left for freestyle.
And if you didn't hear, guys, Mike Hogwood said there was literally only 2 trucks left freestyling. Robbie Gray, and you'll probably see in a moment who else it is, because I know who, but I want to keep it a secret. And that was a nice hit on the racing lane, as he's going to go for those rollers. Just going to crawl over the side of them. Here we go, right over that hill. And hits that hill. Alright, so now here we go for the back of the racing lane. And nice air off the cars. And beautifully crushed the rest of them. That was nice. And there's Bustin' Loose out there. So yeah, so only one freestyling is Mountaineer and Bustin' Loose. 2 trucks out of like, what, 10, 12? But it gets worse, guys. It's not even over yet. It gets worse. But we're just going to stick with freestyle for right now. Is going to go over that hill. Ooh, nice nosedive. Couldn't pull a wheel. Oh, he did try to get a little bit of a wheelie out of it. His run's just okay so far. Like, there's not much to say. I would love to see Mountaineer again and Bustin' Loose. Oh, no, I think Bustin' Loose is around, but I don't know about Mountaineer. I think it became Godzilla a few years later, because I think it competed in Baltimore 2004 when I went there. But yeah, that was an okay run for Robbie Gray, and not much to say, though. And you see the score, he got a 16.
I didn't do too bad, I guess. I mean, there's some guys that didn't really explode on freestyle. I'm more a finesse driver. I'm one of the guys that like to look good in a straight line race, but, you know, we go after we put on a good show, so I didn't think it was too bad.
Alright, now here we go. Ron Nelson, Bustin' Loose. We saw him just a moment ago have a terrible pass in race and see what he does here. And of course, we saw a few weeks later where he finished 2nd place in freestyle, an undeserved 2nd place in San Antonio. But let's see what he does here. And it looks like rear steer problems once again, maybe, as he goes for the cars.
for a few kids here in Houston, and a lot
As
of
hits
friends
that.
and supporters are here, and he wants to put on a show for them. He wants them standing and cheering when they bust a
As now sliding out a bit. Gonna go back for those cars.
Ended up on his lid.
And Ron's got to be thinking about
And
that.
nice air off of it.
There. And I also think he knows what he has to do to win here, and it's not going to be he has to have a perfect 30 in order to win. So I don't think he's going to
over that hill.
tear his truck apart.
Got a nice crazy. Exactly. You mentioned the nice wheel stand he had a minute
As
ago.
now,
He's
going to go right for this tail, or he's coming to a stop.
Well, that's it. Nope, that's it.
And that is it. And he got a 19, which honestly I think Robbie Gray should have gotten the win. He did a lot more. Ron Nelson didn't do that much. So Ron Nelson is your winner here in Houston Freestyle. And the reason why I put in quotation marks I did is because according to the Monster Truck Wiki, maybe we should replay it again in a moment and see if it says it and pay close attention. But according to the Monster Truck Wiki, Bustin' Loose was not the actual winner. According to the wiki, it was Alan Pizzo, who somehow got a 28 in freestyle, which is higher than Bustin' Loose's 19. But of course, we didn't see it. The only thing we got is a picture, I guess, after freestyle of Alan Pizzo near Predator. So according to the wiki, Alan won, but we don't know what he did or anything like that. But that's not all. Apparently, there's rumors that there was another winner. According to the wiki, because the wiki mentioned the rumors too, and someone I know also told me this some time ago, that Jim Jack actually won freestyle and doubled down. But of course, there's no footage of it, there's no pictures or anything, so that is a rumor that I have no idea about. So, you have the event here saying Ron won, then you have the wiki saying Alan won, and then you have a rumor that Jack won and doubled down. So 3 potential winners, and we don't know who won, and they don't even show Predator's run that supposedly happened or whatever. Oh, and this is why I said this is the worst event of Monster Jam, not only in the 2000 season, but I think this might be the worst event so far I know of off the top of my head from 2000 to 2014. Like, this freestyle was so bad, it ruined the rest of the event, which sucked because racing was pretty good. But they said, the wiki said during Robbie Gray's freestyle, I think it was, that Alan Pizzo won. So we're going to rewind at when he stops and see for ourselves. Or somewhere. Let's see. Wind up a bit. We'll raise the volume too. That's what the wiki said. We're going to check it out ourselves. Let's raise the volume up too.
Robbie's first run, or I guess only the second time we've really seen him here in first freestyle run. So he'll pick up some more pointers on that as he gets this one in.
I didn't hear anything yet.
So, freestyle this evening. So how do you think you did?
Oh, I didn't do too bad, I guess. I mean, there's some guys that did really explode on freestyle. I'm more a finesse driver. I'm one of the guys that like to look good in a straight line race, but, you know, we go out there and we put on a good show, so I didn't think it was too bad.
I
16
thought I heard something.
So, freestyle this evening. So how do you think you did?
Oh, I didn't do too bad, I guess. I mean, there's some guys that did really explode on freestyle. I'm more a finesse driver.
I think I heard Predator? I'm not sure. But according to the wiki, somewhere after Robbie Gray's run, the announcer said Predator won, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that was the rumor. We saw the video. Ron won freestyle, but since the wiki says Alan won, and there was rumors that Jim Jack won, I don't know for sure. But in terms of footage, that was the first time that, at least that's the only time I know off the top of my head that Ron Nelson won anything. So congrats, Ron, even though I don't think you deserve it. Robbie Gray did more, but more importantly, that freestyle just sucked with just 2 trucks. And supposedly a third freestyle, or maybe 4 freestyles. I hate it. This event sucked of the 2000 season, and it's probably the worst event of 2000 to 2014. I really don't know what could be worse than that during 2000 to 2014 in Monster Jam's Best. I really don't know. Just that freestyle just ruined everything. Alright guys, so yeah, that's why I did both race and freestyle together, because of that. So, yep. Glad I finally got that out of the way, as we got just 4 events left of the regular season. Indianapolis, which is going to be next. Anaheim, then Jacksonville, and then Pontiac to wrap up the regular season before we get to World Finals 1, which I can't wait for. So, see you all coming up in Indianapolis.